What's going on, guys? It's Tim here with A4 Outdoors, and today, I know the last recent videos have been kind of just accessories and stuff like that, and our machine, we pretty much got it bulletproofed. We've put a lot of miles on it. I think we got 3,700 miles on it now, but it is time to do a little bit of something. If you guys know, if you've got an X3, the steering on the X3 is, especially the steering rack, has a lot of play in it. So 3,500 miles, it's gotten even worse on ours, so I'm getting a lot of feedback in the steering wheel. And I do have the bump steer deletes and stuff from shock therapy on the tie rods and everything, in which that helped a lot at the beginning. But now it is time to do something with the steering rack. So what I've decided to do, if you guys have heard, you've heard of a company called Hess Motorsports, but anyway, okay, they make a steering rack brace. And there's another company that came out with basically, I know some people are getting mad about this, but this is pretty much their exact, the Hess Motorsports brace design. But it's from a company called Black Ops Machine. They do make several other things for the X3 and side by sides and stuff like that. But this brace is basically looks exactly like the Hess brace. Evidently, there's maybe not a patent on it or something like that. So anyway, that's whatever. This one is a little less expensive. I think it's on sale. I got it for $350. The Hess one is $480, so you do save some money here. It looks the same. Looks like it's Delrin on the spacer and everything. So I'm going to put it on there just because we don't drive our machine crazy hard. So it should work good, tighten everything up. And what I did, I went ahead and got a new steering rack because there is a lot of play actually coming from the steering rack itself. With 3,500 miles, I figure I'm going to go ahead and do the new steering rack and with the brace. That way everything should be good and tight. Maybe the joints for the steer, the tie rods might be a little worn on the old steering rack stuff. So anyway, ordered a new steering rack. I believe I got this from either I think it's Rocky Mountain ATV or Partzilla. I'll look. I'll include a link in the description. This is a 72-inch machine, so I believe this steering rack fits any 72-inch machine. So new steering rack, and also I'll do a link to the Black Ops Machine steering rack brace. So we're going to install this. I'm going to show you how. I've watched a few videos, and it's pretty self-explanatory. It should be pretty simple. Just switching the tie rods over once I get the steering rack out. We do have to take the steering rack out of the machine, which is not very difficult. Few bolts, looks like. And this mounts on the new steering rack. You just kind of remove these bolts for the flag here, and this kind of goes in there and keeps it from, it'll slide. What it does, it keeps, even new steering racks have up and down movement in this steering flag here. So they're pretty sloppy, brand new. So this should take care of that. We're going to find out once we install it. But as if you can tell now, on our machine, like I said, I think we got like 3,600, 3,700 miles. Tires on the ground. I do run bigger 35-inch tires. If you'll look here, just at the steering wheel, I mean, I've got just left to right, I've got a lot of play there, and the tires aren't even hardly moving. So that's plays just coming from the steering wheel. I believe that's the internal part of the steering rack. And then when I jack it up, I'll show you, if you can kind of look down in here. This is the old steering rack, and there's where the tie rods go in, and there's your flag back in there. So even with it on the ground, when I move this tire back and forth, and when I jack it up, I'll do it also. You can see that going up and down like that. So that's where a lot of your play is coming from in your tires. And what you do is you feel all that in the steering wheel. So we're going to see if we can fix it. I'm going to take the tires off. Basically, we'll just have to remove this little rubber boot from the inside, and there's 3 bolts with nuts you got to take loose here to get your steering rack off. And I will have to probably unhook the lower portion of the shock just so we can move the suspension up and down, or the A-arms up and down to get the bolts out. You will have to take the end of the tie rod off, and I'm hoping the tie rods can stay on the old rack, and then unbolt it from the other side, and it should be able to just pull out this side. And then there's one bolt that holds the tie rod on the actual steer shaft, the spline. So we'll have to mark that to get it to kind of line back up. And there's also marks on the new one. We'll match everything up. So I'm going to get to it. I'm going to jack it up, start taking everything off, and we'll see if we can swap it out. All right, so basically I have the tires off the ground so you can really see how much movement is going on. So I'm just going to move the tire, kind of twist it back and forth. So I know everything's good as far as wheel bearings and everything, so I can't get a lot of movement up and down. So look at this. I mean, that's just twisting it left and right. That's how much movement's in the steering rack. So now you can go back and kind of look at the tire, how much I'm moving it. Zoom out. Everything I've looked, everything's good on my A-arms and everything. All that movement is coming from the steering rack where it's moving up and down. So we're gonna try to fix that. All right, we got the old tie rod out, or the steering rack out. Unscrewed the tie rods off the old steering rack, so you can see these were just kind of, they were worn out, not too bad, but anyway, it's mainly the steering rack. Basically, need a new steering rack, and now the brace. So what you do, I've already put it on here, but you just bend those little tabs down, take these bolts out, and you get rid of, this is the cover that comes on there since I did it off this one. Then you just take these two bolts out. You discard this because the new piece that it comes with, you can't see it now, but you'll see it in the pack. It's got bolt holes and it goes right on top of the flag, so you replace it. You replace this piece with the piece that it comes with, and then on the outside of that, it's got that plastic Delrin sleeve that slides inside this groove on the back of the brace itself. So anyway, you just take those out, put the new piece on it, and screw those back in there. I put a little bit of thread locker on it, some blue thread locker. And then once you get it good and tight to specs, I'm not sure, I just kind of get it pretty tight. And then you just got to flatten, make sure the bolts are flat at the top. So you put the black piece over it and then stick this on top of it. And basically we're going to put our tie rods back on it and tighten those down. We're going to try to get it exactly as the same as this one. And I'm going to have to do an alignment anyway to line it up perfectly to get it back to the way it's supposed to be. But anyway, once you get it the same as it was, you stick it back on there, and I've marked, this has got the center mark already on the steering rack. So we'll just line that back up with the mark I got on the shaft. And then we'll slide this puppy back in. It comes with 2 longer bolts that you'll have to use instead of the 3. I'm not sure if they're this side or this side. I believe they're going to be on this side for the 2 long ones. It's a little bit longer you have to use. So we'll see once we put that back in. I'm going to put our tie rods, lock those down, slide this puppy back in, bolt it down, and we'll be ready to try it out. All right, we have got the steering rack with the brace back in. I reached through, and basically once you push it through there, let me show you just this piece here. You can see this is the passenger side. Okay, so this block comes separately. So what I would do is just put the brace on the steering rack, leave this off because it's a lot easier to get through there because your drive shaft's kind of in the way. So just leave that off until you get it through, and then stick it back on there and just kind of squeeze it and make sure it's lined up. So, and then you've got your little clamp that came off. That goes back in between the brace and this block. So be sure you put that back on there, and then your bolts go through here. But what I did is, this is a shim that it comes with. Okay, so the kit comes with 3 different thickness shims. So basically, to know which one you're going to need is, I guess all of the X3's frames aren't exactly square. One may be perfect, one may be not, one may be a little bit, and stuff like that. So basically they send you these 3 shims just to make sure your steering rack from this side to the other side is pretty much straight. So when you stick it through there, what I would do is I would just stick a bolt through here and just kind of hand tighten the nuts on the top and bottom. That way it gets it kind of lined up, but it's still good and loose, and there's plenty of, just barely put the nuts on it here. So the original bolts that came out are long enough. It's just they shorten a little bit because you got to go through just a little bit of thickness. This is kind of recessed, so you got to go through a little bit of thickness, extra thickness, but you still have plenty of bolt that sticks through. But once you get this side, and I will tell you, if you can see this, there's your Black Ops. This slot here, you're going to have to use a shallow well, like a very thin walled socket to get in there. So my 1/2 inch drive bigger socket, 18 millimeter, I think it is, wouldn't fit, so I had to go to a 3/8 drive that's got a more shallow or a thin wall to get it to fit in there with an extension. And you will have to move your suspension up and down to be able to stick the bolts through. So I had to take, of course, you got to take your bottom shock bolt out so your bottom bolt can, your shock can go up and down. And I put my limit straps back on. And also, I don't have a sway bar. I took it off a while back, so made it a little easier to get in and out of. I do think you have to remove your sway bar link if you have a sway bar to kind of get it out of the way, especially on the passenger side. But basically, once you get it in, you will put these 3 bolts in. You'll have to slide your shaft. I've already got the boot stuck back through, and I got to put a zip tie on there, the one that came on there. But anyway, once you line the shaft up, if you get a new steering rack, it's going to come with yellow lines on it. So where the center of the steering rack, once you line up those yellow lines, if you can see that yellow one there was a yellow line also on the shaft that stuck out with the splines. You line that up, that means your steering rack is right in the center. So same distance left, same distance right. What is the knuckle that has the bolt in it that you take off here wasn't exactly the same. There was a yellow line on it, but that was from the other steering rack, so it wasn't exactly right. But what I did is just made sure my steering wheel was perfectly straight. And then lined those 2 up and then moved that and got it in the gear that basically with those lined up on the shaft, and then the knuckle for the steering shaft that goes up to your steering wheel had the steering wheel straight and just slid it on. So if you're using your old steering rack and just putting the brace on it, you just had to mark everything, the shaft, that and everything, so make sure everything goes back together the exact same way. You get a new one, they're already marked from the factory, yellow, where that's straight. Then you just got to make sure your steering wheel's straight and put it on the right groove there. So once you stick that on there, it's slid back up in there, no problem. Put the bolt through, put these 3 bolts. The hardest bolt is going to be this bottom long one on the very far side. It's kind of hard to get past your axle. So you just got to lift your suspension, you lift your A-arms all the way up and just work the bolt in, it'll go in. It's not that bad. It's easier to have 2 people. One person can get on the inside the firewall and the floorboard and put the nuts on. So once you slide it through, you put the nuts on, and there is a little plate that comes off on this back side. It's kind of like a triangular plate that goes back on there just to kind of keep everything straight. So just be sure to put that back on. Put the bolts in. The new hardware, these 2 longer bolts are new on the back side, and then the regular bolt, the shorter bolt here. Put the nuts on it, crank it down. And then what you'll do is once you tighten this side down here, after you get that on it, tighten this side down, you go on the other side and see if there's any gap in between, which I'll show you. So you tighten the passenger or the driver's side down, and then you come over here and see if you have any gap in between the factory plate and then this block. We did. So I just got the right thickness one, which was the thickest one, and stuck it right in there. And it fit perfectly, and then put that on there and tighten that down. So I tightened that side down, and then basically I went in there and turned my steering wheel all the way to the right, all the way to the left, and no binding. It was perfect. Nice and smooth, went back and forth, so I knew I got the right shim, and it's perfectly square now. Or really, really close, so there's no binding with the steering going back and forth in that groove. So put my tie rods back on it. Just tighten everything back up. And I did have to do an alignment after that. So I didn't get the tie rods exactly the same, of course. So I did pulled the string for my alignment and got it back right, drove it, and I'm going to tell you what, this thing, huge difference. I'm talking about major. Before, if you remember, steering wheel had a ton of play. Now there's 0. That's just a little bit up and down, just bouncing. But left, right, I can't even, there's nothing. There's no movement whatsoever. Here, I can't, everything's like perfect. I'm trying to move it set left to right. There is no movement. And when I drove it, it was just like solid. It's so much better than it was. My steering rack did have 3,500 miles on it, so a lot of it was from that. But the majority, even when they're brand new, you can take the tire and move it, and your flag will go up and down. Now, no up and down. So it just perfect left and right. Got the tie rods back on it and everything. So highly recommend the steering rack brace from either Hess Motorsports or the Black Ops. I think they're exactly the same. New factory steering rack, or you can put it on. If it's pretty new, you can put it on the one you've already gotten if it's not too bad, and then it'll help tremendously. So I'll put links in the description. Again, definitely Black Ops steering rack brace for the X3, new steering rack. I think $750 for both. I think the Black Ops is $350. So save a little money over the Hess. Hess is, great company, American made. I do think Black Ops sources theirs in maybe from China, but seemed like really good quality, the milling and everything. So definitely recommend just pick one, whatever you decide. And OEM steering rack, just a new one. So, all right, guys, link in the description. If this video was helpful, hit a like, and we appreciate everybody watching. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, and we will see you next time.